Good morning, students. I am Dr.R.Suganya, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science with Cybersecurity. Today we are going to see about the attacks on network functions and backend systems. So we know all about the network, how it actually works. Okay, so we are going to see the concepts of network functions and also the backend systems. So how the network is defined, such as like routing, switching, firewall that controls the data flow across the networks. So we know why the switches are used, why the router is used, why the firewall is used. Okay, so it all is work one function, that is for network. Okay, and role with back end. So the servers and databases, or actually it works as a back end systems. We all know that for every things the backup is, that is the back end system is databases that stores the process and manages the critical business data. And importance in IT infrastructure, which is one of the backbone for communication, which is always a service delivery. That is the importance of IT. So say for example in IT, if suppose the particular app is not working or a particular software is under some malfunctions, okay, happens, what happens is we call for particular uh, backup or some service for particular maintenance. So that is what is. So serve as a backbone for communications and also for delivery, for purpose of service delivery. And interconnections. A network functions enable secure and efficient communication between the front-end users and back-end systems. So interconnection is very important thing in network functions. So the client system that will be configured correctly, and the software also has to be configured correctly under the particular operating system. Okay, so everything has to be uh, interconnected. Okay, and why that particular targets for attack, that is the main thing. The critical roles make them high value targets for disruptions, data theft and sabotage. Key network functions attack vectors. So there are some key network functions like denial of service, man in the middle attack, spoofing and session hijacking. So they play the vital role for attacks. So example include like system network floods, UDP floods, and also man in the middle attack, which always focuses the transmission between the source point and endpoint. And spoofing and session hijacking, which means in particular session the particular data will be hacked out. Okay, so to gain unauthorized access, right? So that also happens during the network sessions. So stealing some cookies or stealing some token session tokens. Okay, so what will be the ID and what will be the password for particular session, so that also will be hacked. So these are the network attack vectors too. And principal attack techniques targeting backend system. So at the backend also we have some targeted for high attacks, that is like SQL injection, privilege of escalation, malware infiltration. Okay, so SQL injection, which means a malicious code which is injected into input fields to manipulate the database operations, and also exploiting vulnerabilities to gain elevated access rights, and also common methods which include the exploiting misconfigurations to obtain the admin privileges. Okay, and malware infiltration. So detection is challenging due to stealth techniques like rootkits and polymorphic malware. Okay, so these are the three things. So malware, we know that it is like one of the virus, okay, which is will be like it will be hacking the whole software systems. Okay, and case study analysis on network function DDoS attack. So how DDoS attack has been happened through network. So a leading telecommunication, a massive DDoS attack was one of the main case study. This is being explored in traffic filtering and rate limiting. So the response included deploying advanced mitigation tools and updating the firewall policy. So main thing is we have to update the firewall. So whatever intrusion comes, the firewall will uh, um, keep up updating us. So what is the malicious things what was, and it will be shown to the user. And also we have to maintain the mitigation tools. Also we have to enhance the systems, and proactive monitoring which has been combined with layered defense is essential to defend network functions. Okay, so another case study on backend system will be SQL injection breach in retail backend. So in 2019, a major retail company suffered a backend breach through SQL injection through a vulnerable web form. That is, attackers exploited this flaw to extract sensitive customer data, including payment details. So the breach remained undetected for weeks, enabling extensive data exfiltration. Post-incident, the company strengthened security by implementing the input validation. So this even underscored the critical need for secure coding and continuous vulnerability assessments. Okay, and next is about comparing the network functions and backend system attacks. So we can say network function we have like DDoS, spoofing, and backend system we have like SQL injection, privilege escalation, malware types of targeting. And here routers, firewall switches, and their database application server. And impact severity will be like service disruptions, availability loss, and their impact severity will be data breach, system compromise. And detection difficulty, traffic anomalies can be detectable, and detection difficulty will be high, steely exploits and malware. Recovery complexity, like traffic rerouting can be done and filtering can also be done. Here in backend system, the data can be restored and system can be cleaned up. Okay, so these will be the comparison. And also effective strategies to prevent and mitigate network and backend attacks. So regularly we can apply the software and firmware patches to fix vulnerabilities. We can use network segmentation. We can use strong password authentication. But there is multi-factor authentications, like how the what will be your favorite color, what will be your favorite hero, like that. We can have the multi-layer authentication facilities, and we can deploy the intrusion detection prevention systems to monitor the threats. And also we have to conduct ongoing employability, the cyber security training also to recognize and also to prevent the particular attack. Okay, and we can access the particular backend attacks, like not to recommend a mitigation, and to identify the primary goal, to man in the middle attack, to recognize the in technique, and also we have to take a challenge in detecting the malware backend systems. Okay, so protecting IT infrastructure, that is understanding what type of attack, what type of network. Okay, and we have to understand what all the case studies we have undergone up to day-to-day technologies, and we have to update with mitigation tools. Okay, and we have to be continuous learning, and we have to be strong enough in particular certification and security IT professionals. Okay, thank you.